Oh, goodness. Pulling a Greg. I'm committed now. Hey guys, and welcome back to Spirit Seers Barback. Today I'm going to finally show you how I make my Allspice Dram. There's been a lot of people who have asked for this video for a long time, especially my good friend Matt has been bugging me for this for like at least a month. So here it is. Allspice Dram, or Pimento Dram as it's also known, is one of those liqueurs that when you need it, you really can't substitute anything else. There's nothing else like it. So when you come across a drink where you need it, you need it. Fortunately for all of us, it's really easy to make at home and it's really tasty. You don't need to go out and spend the $35 or $40 on a commercial product when you can make it at home. Now it does take a couple of weeks. So this video we're going to use the magic of editing to bring it to you instantly, but just keep in mind that when you start this, it's not going to be finished for at least 14 to 15 days. So let's get started. The first thing that we need to do is we need to take a 1/4 cup of allspice berries. Now I bought whole organic allspice berries from Jamaica. That's really what you want to do if you can. In these kind of spice forward or herb forward liqueurs and infusions, the quality of your ingredients matters a lot. You do not want ground allspice dram. Do not get that. So whole berries. Now the little bottles that we buy, they basically equal a 1/4 cup. So this is a 1/4 cup of my whole allspice berries. We're going to go into a mortar and pestle. I'm going to do a few at a time just because my mortar and pestle is kind of small. Okay, so add a little bit to our mortar and pestle, and as we grind this up, the big thing we want to do is we want to just kind of crack and grind these into coarse pieces. We don't want powder, we don't want it too fine. We want a lot of surface area, but we want it to be easy to strain when we're done with all of this. So the key for me is I just like to push down until I hear it crack and then just give it a twist. And I just repeat that until I have no whole allspice berries remaining. Okay, so I've got the last of my allspice berries kind of ground up. I'm just going to pour those into this jar. And now we're going to add a cup of rum. Now you want to use a nice white rum, something that is fairly neutral, but you don't want to cheap out. Go with something that has good flavors. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to go expensive, but a plain Bacardi white, while it will work, it's not going to give you kind of the fruity undertones that you want. So here in Utah, we have a local distillery that makes an excellent white rum. Water Pocket Distillery, their Blanco rum. It's one of my favorites. So that's what I like to use. However, if I didn't have access to Water Pocket Blanco, my second rum of choice would probably be something like Rum Barbancourt White. It's made from fresh sugarcane juice. It has a lot of kind of fruity undertones and a nice flavor to it. And the better the ingredients that you put into your liqueur and your infusion, the better it's going to come out in the end. So we're going to add a cup of this Water Pocket Blanco rum to our allspice berries. So now we're going to seal this up and we're going to let it steep in a cool, dry place for 5 days, giving it a good shake every day. And in 5 days, we'll check back on it and we'll go through to the next step. So I'll see you in 5 days. It's been 5 days. It's been sitting. You can see that it's turned kind of a darkish, murky brown color. That's normal. It does smell very strongly after those 5 days. You get lots of the allspice, but you still get the nice fruity undertones of our rum. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add some cinnamon. So 1 cinnamon stick, you don't want too much. You don't want to overpower the allspice. And then I also like to chuck in just a couple of cloves. You got to be really careful with cloves because they're very, very strong and they can really overpower. So just literally 1 or 2 whole cloves is enough. We're going to reseal this. We're going to put it back in our cool, dry place, giving it a good hard shake every day. And we're going to let this continue to steep for like 11 more days. At the end of 11 days, we're going to go ahead and add some simple syrup to this that we'll make with turbinado sugar and water. So I'll see you in 11 days. Okay, so it has been 11 days. We're going to produce our steeped allspice rum, spiced rum from our cool, dry place. And now we're going to make some sugar syrup to add to it. It's not quite a simple syrup, but it's close. So I use a cup and a half of water. Looks like I overshot just a hair. There we go. Cup and a half of water into our trusty syrup pot, and then 2/3 cups of either turbinado or demerara sugar. You definitely want to use one of these two things because they have a much richer taste. They're going to give you more of that like pure cane flavor than you're going to get with a white sugar. If you can't get turbinado or demerara, then you could use brown sugar. But really, brown sugar is just white sugar with molasses added. So it's usually not too terribly hard to track down either of these. Florida Crystals is a brand that you'll see a lot, or this sugar in the raw, and it just says right on here, turbinado cane sugar, and that's what we look for. So we're going to bring this to a boil like we would all of our traditional simple syrups. As soon as it's boiled and all the sugar is dissolved, it's considered stabilized, and then we will strain our rum and spices mixture into this and go from there. So, see you in just a minute. All right, so I have got our syrup has boiled, it's stabilized, and it's cool-ish. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our rum base that's been soaking in our spices for the last 10, 11 days, and we're going to strain that into this big measuring glass. I like to use the measuring glasses just because it has a really wide top and I don't have to worry about spilling so much. So I can just kind of dump this in there, give that a second to really filter down through all of that. We'll set all these solids to the side. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our rum and we're going to combine it with our syrup and bottle it. So just take our syrup, pour it into our rum base, and that makes about 750 milliliters, so a full bottle. And it smells like Christmas. So, this is cool enough now. We could bottle it. I am short one empty bottle at the moment, but you get the idea. So once this is totally cooled, you bottle this, keep it in the fridge, and this does have enough alcohol content. You're going to end up somewhere between, 20 to 25%. So this will stay shelf stable for a good long time. I like to keep mine in the fridge just in case, and it'll keep pretty much indefinitely in the fridge. So this is my Allspice Dram recipe. I really hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you decided to make it yourself, and let me know what rum you used. I'm always interested to hear what people's choices are and why they picked them. Also, let me know what your favorite cocktail is that uses Allspice Dram. Drop it in the comments down below and maybe we'll make it on the show if we haven't already. Also, remember that down below we have affiliate links to Surfside Sips for some amazing glass straws. You can get 20% off. Our Teespring store is down there. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and we'd love to hear from you. So until next time, keep the spirit. I know you didn't turn off your TV already because you're still here. We found a bottle, so now you get to watch me pour this into a bottle, and it's finally finished. So there we have our Allspice Dram that, an ounce or so spilled on the stove. But anyway, it is delicious. It makes excellent tiki cocktails. And even though it's muddy brown and doesn't look particularly appetizing, I promise you it is that. It is appetizing. So get out there, make yourself some Allspice Dram, and enjoy the tiki cocktails that go with. Cheers, guys.